Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the all-new Geo Farms. I'm going to go ahead and keep the class muted for now until we get through everything. And then I'm going to go ahead and open it up for questioning at the end. If you do have any questions throughout the process, you can chat me. I might be able to, get to it then. All right, so here we go, all new Geo Farms. Whenever you're working in a website, it is always good practice to go ahead and have both the front end of the website open as well as the back end in two separate tabs. And I will show you why here in a minute. Hang on here. I think I did something. Okay. Hang on here. Okay, the very first thing that we're going to want to do is go into Spatial Match and create our maps. Now, he actually covers all of North County and coastal. I happen to live in North County, so I'm going to go ahead and do my area, which is Oceanside. So I'm going to click Add a New Map here. And let's see. My apologies. My computer gets a little slow when I'm sharing my screen. All right. So first thing we're going to do is title it. There we go. And no matter where you are in the country, this is always going to start off in San Diego. So what I recommend is you go down to this little area right here and type in the zip code of your area. I'm going to type my zip code. There it is. There's Oceanside. All right. Now what we're going to do is go to Homes. We're going to click on For Sale because this is what I want. Now, I don't want to actually show everything. I'm going to do Attached, Detached, and let me see, Townhome. And let's remember that for later because when we build our responsive IDX, we're going to want it to match up. Let's go ahead and select our area. Oceanside is a city, so I'm going to look under cities. It is built out in here, so I'm going to go ahead and click it. Let's see. Oops. Sorry, guys. All right. Now, how we leave the screen is exactly how people are going to see it when they go onto your site. So I'm actually going to click here and drag the map exactly where I want it. Sometimes you may need to zoom out or zoom in. I think this looks great, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Now, again, like I was saying, it's how you leave it is how they're going to see it. So I'm going to put it back to this search criteria page, which is the very first one you do when you click on Homes. Do not put a description. It'll end up looking redundant. If you would like to write anything about the area, I'll show you where to do that later. Let's go ahead and save our changes. And there's our map we created. Great. Now we're going to go into Geo Farms itself. Let's see here. And we're going to start a new one. So we're going to add new right here. All right. So one thing that you guys probably noticed is all of them said homes for sale in Encinitas, homes for sale in Cardiff. We're going to do the same thing. It's very important to keep the consistency throughout your site. Homes for sale in Oceanside. There we go. Now, right here is where your content would live. You can actually even add a featured image if you scroll down here. If you have not taken our WordPress tour class, this goes into how to add that, but just really quickly, you would actually need to make sure it was in your media library before you could add the featured image. But your content would go right here. Now what we're going to need to do is select our area map. And let me go ahead and get to a neighborhood here because we're going to need to reference back and forth and make sure that, again, we're being consistent throughout the site. So here we go. There it is. We need to create this little map right here, and this is the overview that he has content on these pages. I'm going to go ahead and leave it blank for the sake of keeping the class moving along. One thing we're going to take note of too is the tabs that he has. And then the responsive IDX below, that is on at the bottom of each tab. So let's go ahead and start out by creating our area map. Let's select an area. Oceanside, and we need to select from the drop down. There it is. All right, insert. Great. Very easy. Now, if you were doing content, we actually have Yoast in here for you. I would recommend, if you are going to do any sort of content, that you take our SEO class, the Hyperlocal SEO class, which really focuses on SEO within neighborhoods and communities. It's with Grant Gould. He is our co-founder, our CEO. Amazing class. I think it's about an hour long. I keep some of my classes a little shorter just to kind of keep it moving, but there's a lot to get from that. So I'm going to go ahead and skip over this. And here are our tabs. So the first one was overview. Next one was area info and map, I believe. Let's double check our work. Scroll down. Overview, area info, map. Perfect. The overview, there's nothing really to put in here because if there was, it would go up in this area. Make sure you're on visual and not text as well when you're doing that. Area info. Okay, so here's how it works to get the area info. This will be updated soon. However, it's not the case right now. So whenever you guys are building out your neighborhoods and your communities, you need to make sure that you email help@homejunction.com. help@homejunction.com, and we will actually create the short codes for you and email them back to you. It shouldn't take more than, let's say, 24 to 48 hours to get it back. And let me see. I have a short code here that I can steal. Come on. There we go. All right, let's get it in there. And then I need to actually manipulate the code. So we don't want to have you guys have to do all of this. Plus there are security issues. Until we get that all updated, we're going to go ahead and just do it this way. So what you would need to do, again, email help@homejunction.com. Allow anywhere from 24 to 48 hours for us to get back to you, business days, of course, and we will send those over. Ideally, you'll just copy and paste what is within the brackets right there. Now, map. Here are our little short code generators. You can actually do responsive IDX, but I'll show you where that goes. Geo Farms, let's see, there's recent sales we could add, home value, schools, and spatial match. This is the map that we want. And we did just create it a few minutes ago, so let's go ahead and find it in here. There it is. And this is where you want to get out your pen and paper. You're going to go ahead and do 100%. You're going to remember that the percent goes right there because there's a little sign right here. And 650 pixels. Do not show map title. It'll look redundant. It'll say Oceanside, Oceanside, and it'll look a little silly. So let's go ahead and press OK. And there's our short code. Great. And here we go. You know what? Why don't I just show you really quick recent sales. I'm going to go ahead and just throw this in just so I can kind of show you how it works. Come on. Oops. There we go. Oceanside. And again, we need to click through the what's available down here. And then actually you'll notice, and this is really cool, this will actually be a really good resource for you to get ideas on going more and more hyperlocal in the different areas that you have and what we already have built out. So these are all the neighborhoods that we have built out in Oceanside. And I could do communities within Oceanside here. So we're going to go back the last 45 days, sale date. Let's do descending. That means the newest ones are coming up first. And insert our short code. Great. Now the last thing that we need to do is the responsive IDX at the bottom of each page. One of the things that we're going to take note of is there are 12 listings per page and 4 across. We're also sorting by the newest listings first. Let's go ahead and create that. It's the very, very bottom one. It's featured listings here. And let's go ahead and create. First thing we need to do is to confirm our market. Some people work in multiple markets, and you'll need to choose which one you're creating it for. So we're in Sandicor here in San Diego. Let's choose our location, Oceanside. There it is. And again, this is another place where you can kind of look at the different neighborhoods that we have built out. Pretty cool. Now, remember when we created our map, we did not have every property type. The way that you can select here is you're going to hold down your control button, and I'm going to click attached, detached, but then I don't want anything else except townhome. So these are the ones that I'm interested in featuring. We want active. So remember, there were 12 per page, and it was 4 across. We are going to sort it by the listing date, but here's the other ways you can sort it as well. I think listing date makes the most sense. I know when I was buying my house, I had no interest in seeing properties that were on the market for a long period of time. I wanted to see the newest, hottest listings. And the way to get the new ones to come up first is by going descending instead of ascending. Ascending is going to show the oldest listings first. Not sure who would ever want to do that, but I'm going to go ahead and put the newest first. We're going to make the map collapsible. You can actually choose not to have a map. I do not recommend that. That is the map that your clients will see on a mobile device is basically what it was created for. The next thing is we need to turn our pagination on, which I used to always forget to do this until something clicked for me. I realized pagination, pages. If you do not turn that on, they will only be able to see the first 12 properties. They won't be able to get to the next pages. So always remember to turn that on, and always remember to turn your search widget on. This is really important because if you don't have that turned on and somebody's on a mobile device, they will not be able to search through properties. They won't be able to do some custom search in your neighborhood page. They could probably do it on your home page, but you want to make sure that their user experience is top-notch. So let's go ahead and insert. We're done now. Great. All right. I'm going to publish. By the way, do not be scared of the word publish. Nobody's going to see this until we add it to the menu. So we are safe to go. I would like to double check that everything I've created is working well. So I'm going to go ahead and come up here and preview our changes. All right. Here we go. Any second now. There we go. Great. Okay, there's our nice little map. We have our search widget here. Obviously, the content would go right here if we did add any. But here's our search widget. Here's our collapsible map. It always starts off closed until somebody's opened it. If they leave it open and they leave the site and come back from the same computer or device, it will remain open. Personally, I like to have it. I like to keep it closed unless I'm on a mobile device. Otherwise, it's a little redundant. But here we go. We got our newest listings first. There's 12 per page. We've got our pagination on. Looks fantastic. Great. All right. Let's go ahead and check our area info, the shortcut I created. Nice. That's working good. And I'm not sure if you guys know this, but this tool is really cool. You have school information. You can actually click on any of the elementary schools and see demographics and all the info on the school. Really nice. You can actually go to home values, and if your MLS supports it, we can actually show market trends, which is really neat. You can click on the recent sales here. We did create one over here. Let's check that out. See if my shortcut worked. No recent sales found. Well, I must have done something wrong. All right. Well, it's in the area info. I'll have to take a look at that some other time. All right. And let's check our map. Perfect. Love it. All right. So let's go ahead and go to the back end here, just so it looks nice. I'm going to take off the recent sales. You can get that in the area info anyway. All right. Let's update. And we are not done yet. We're almost done, though. Next thing we need to do is we need to add it to the menu. The way that you do that is you're going to come down here to Appearance. If for some reason you are in the back end of your site and you do not have Appearance, let us know. That means you do not have administrator rights. And if you're going to be an advanced user creating neighborhoods and things with our tools, then you need those rights. I'm going to come over here and go to Menus. There we go. And here it is. All right. So here's the neighborhoods that we have so far. It opens it up into pages. First, technically, we did create a page, yes. However, we did it through Geo Farms, so we're not going to find it in pages. So let's go ahead and close that. Let's go to our Geo Farms. Now, if for some reason you created it a few weeks ago and you wanted to wait till you had some content and before you added it and you needed to search for it, you could actually search. You could view all, or here's the most recent. So we did just create Homes for Sale in Oceanside. Let's go ahead and add that to the menu. Here's the menu right here. Home, Advanced Search, Property Management, Neighborhoods. And do you see how it's indented right there? That means it lives under neighborhoods, just like this. Means we have a little drop down right there. Perfect. Now, whenever you add it to the menu, it actually goes to the very bottom. So let's go ahead and drag it up. There we go. And actually, the next thing that we're going to do, it automatically gives the navigation title the same page title, which is Homes for Sale in Oceanside. Now, remember I was saying that we need to be consistent. Encinitas, Carter by the Sea, Carmel Valley, and then we throw Homes for Sale in there. That would look silly. So let's go ahead and drop this down. And we're only going to change the navigation label. We're going to keep the page title, Homes for Sale in Oceanside, because that is really great for SEO. So there we go. Let's close it up. Looks great. And let's save our menu. Perfect. All right, let's go to our home page and refresh. Make sure that everything worked. Perfect. All right, come on. There we go. Awesome. There it is. And it is up here. It is live. Everything is working properly. Looks good. All righty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop our recording and open it up for any questions if you have any. So hang on one second.